I posted a video about this PowerPoint effect on TikTok and people went wild in the comment section. It looks very complicated, but today I'm gonna show you how you can make this effect in PowerPoint in just a couple of minutes. Let's get started.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is to remove this text right here by changing to a blank layout. Then I'll insert an image I found on Google and make it cover the entire slide. Then we can go to Shapes and select a rectangle, and we're just gonna cover the entire image. This is gonna make sense in a second. Now we can go up to the toolbar and select No Outline, and I'm actually gonna make this yellow. The image now sits behind the shape, and we can go to Insert, and we're gonna insert a text box. Now for this effect to work, we actually need to pick a very strong and bold font. There's a couple to choose from, but I usually go for the ST Hupo, or however you pronounce it. Now for the font size, we need bigger than this drop-down menu offers. So we have to double click and type in 260 here. Now, I'm going to type in my headline, which is Dubai. I'm going to make some slight adjustments just to make sure that the headline is centered. This looks good. Now, while holding down the command key on my keyboard, I'll select the rectangle and then the text box. Then I'm going to Shape Format, and I'm going to select the Combine feature. Awesome. Now the text box is gone and we only have this rectangle. We can go over to the slide pane on the left, right click, and we're going to duplicate this slide. Great. Now we can go to the second slide, and the only thing we're going to do is to zoom out a ton and make this rectangle as big as possible. Our goal is to get the picture to peek through one of these letters, just like this. Now we can zoom in, and don't worry about this error message. This looks a bit weird because you can only see the rectangle if you zoom out a lot, but don't worry about that. It's still gonna work just fine. Now, to make this look cool, we're going to go to Transitions and select the Morph transition. Now, if I go into spectator mode, this is how it looks. Pretty cool, right? But we probably want some more text here on our presentation. So we can go back to the slide pane and duplicate this slide. I'm quickly gonna show you a cool little trick that makes your text stand out a bit extra. We can go ahead and delete this rectangle on the third slide and zoom back in. Now, once again, we're going to go to Shapes and select a rectangle. But don't worry, this is not going to be the same thing. I'm going to cover about 90% of the slide before right-clicking and selecting Format Shape. Now, we're going to go down and select No Line and close this pane before selecting Gradient Fill. Now, we want to switch the direction from left to right before deleting two of these checkpoints. Simply hold it and drag down. Then I'm going to go to the right checkpoint and change the color to black. I'm going to do the same thing to the left checkpoint. However, on this left checkpoint right here, I'm going to increase the transparency to 100%. Then we can close this pane. So we now have this shape on top of the image. This gives us a shadow effect, but what it really does is when we place text on top of it, it's a more distinctive background, which makes the text easier to read. It's not really a problem with the image we're using, but if you have a brighter background, it's usually pretty hard to read the text. But now I've added the text, and the last step in this tutorial is to hold Command while selecting both the text box and shape. We're going to copy paste it into the previous slide, just like this, before zooming out and just placing it out of frame to the left. Now, when the morph transition is added to all the slides, this is what the final product looks like. Here we can see the first transition happen before the text comes flying in from the left side. Let's see it one more time. And remember, this is just an example. Feel free to try this effect on different topics.
So thank you guys for watching, and as always, I would really appreciate it if you can give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. It helps me out a ton. I'll see you guys in the next one.